So we are right now in a cemetery in China, and this is a traditional old style cemetery, because there are modern cemeteries. We visited one huge modern cemetery in China, which looks very similar to cemeteries around the world, but this one is different. What can you tell us about?
Yeah, this is an organized traditional tombs cemetery. Actually, it's very interesting. I didn't know that people can still bury a body in a traditional way in a proper, like organized cemetery in China.
Yes, because we saw this type of old type graves in the forests, in the hills in Nanjing, and people do it kind of, you said, illegally, without any authorization. And it's extremely common, extremely popular, because it's a very strong tradition for the folks in China to bury a relative in the nature, on the slope of the hill and in the forest. And they do it even though that it's not actually allowed right now. We saw many graves, even very modern, very fresh graves. But here is a whole cemetery which is in this old tradition. Very nice. So this is your city, Kunming, and your district of the city. You are not far from your home. Have you ever been here before?
No, never.
Me neither. Do you know whether there are other cemeteries as huge as this one around Kunming?
Other, you mean the same type?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the first cemetery that I know, and I have been by myself.
So I suppose, because you have a family here in the city, so there must be some people who already passed away.
Yes, my grandpa, when my grandpa died, he was cremated, and his ashes were buried in a modern cemetery. So it is different from here.
So is there anybody in your family you are aware of who was buried in this old type of grave?
I don't know. I have some relatives living in the countryside. Maybe the people from countryside prefer to bury people in the traditional way. So I think so. I think actually my grandma's ancestors were buried in the mountains somewhere like this.
Okay, I think we take a walk around and we see how the graves look like. We try to explain you as much as we know what is what, why they look exactly in this shape, why there are some details which are very interesting as they are.
Okay.
Guys, take a look. We found a nicely preserved grave here. Now, first thing, I will go a little bit higher and show you the whole shape. You can see that the grave is type of a circular shape. Okay. Do you know why it's like this? Why these graves are in this type of a circular shape?
Look, you know that the bodies are buried underground, but how their descendants can find their dead relatives? So they have to make a mark. That's why they make a small hill on the place where the body was buried. And then this small hill isn't just a round shape, it's a very good shape, which is very remarkable that people can find it easily. So voila. And there is a circle of this rock to protect the hill to do not collapse, because you know all seasons anything can happen, a rain or collapse of the terrain. In order to protect it, to keep the form, keep the shape. That's why people just enhance this whole hill with rocks.
Right. On the sides, it looks like that the circular wall around is very solid, but on top, it is just a soil. So it means that the graves, they are not secured from the top. It's just the soil deep to the ground where the body is. And there is a grass growing on top of this grave. Decorative grass. Is it some tradition that there are some plants or grass growing on top?
Yes, there are a few types of grasses are selected to put on top of the graves. different grass means differently for people, so that the ancestor will give bless to the descendants to have good fortune, to have a healthy body, and to get a progress in career, and all kinds of good wishes.
Of course, there's some writing. What usually people write on the graves? Is there some magic formula, or just practical information, the name and the date or age, how long people lived, or some, I don't know, some prayers, some special religious
Yes.
things?
There are some important informations on the stone. First of all, in the middle, it is a name. Usually, there is a title: who buried you, how they call you. Sometimes, your father, your mother, your lovely mother, and this is somebody's husband, the name. And on this side, write when he was born and when he died. And on the right side is the people who buried him. So here is the name of the wife and the name of the children and the grandchildren, and the date when they built this grave.
And on top there is some graphic, some decoration. That dragons, aren't they?
Yes, in his...
But I see that there could be different animals represented. Here are dragons, and on the next grave there are chickens. Only there's one chicken and one dragon.
Yeah, I think it's phoenix, not chicken.
Yeah, it's the same pretty much. And what is on the other grave? There are two dragons as well. Okay, of course in China dragons are most common.
Yeah.
When we are passing, have you seen, because and on this grave what you said, there are only practical information. Have you seen any prayers, any poetry or anything like this?
No.
People don't write this type of things?
No.
Okay, let's go to see other details. Okay, we found for you another interesting grave. Big grave. Is it a family grave or it's one person buried here?
Two people.
Two people.
Yeah.
Now we see a little bit more details, what people usually leave for the dead relatives. What can you tell us? It has some decoration.
Okay, so these colorful things, when people come to visit the dead relatives, they hang these papers up on the tomb so that other people know that this grave actually is taken care of. There are somebody still remember this tomb. You see, there's some graves which are,
Forgotten.
Yeah, forgotten, buried by random grasses.
Yeah, but why it looks so cheap? Why such a cheap plastic decoration? Actually, it looks like in Europe, like a Christmas tree decoration almost.
Well, yeah, you see some represent money.
The monies are the thing.
And some this kind of thing, it represents bricks. It means that the people who are still alive come here to repair the house of that person. Because,
Okay.
The house, they care about the people's condition of house even after they die, right?
And there are, of course, plenty of this incense thing to burn, yes?
Yes.
And I see that all the graves, people put it around, but they don't burn it. I suppose it's because it's the fire hazard season, so maybe they are forbidden to burn things.
Yeah.
Normally, people would burn them, so the whole cemetery would be covered with this smoke.
Yes.
And also I see that there are plastic flowers.
Yeah, you can bring fresh flowers or plastic one. The advantage of plastic ones is that it will never die.
Okay, let's look for another items. There's a figure of some animal there. What is happening? Is it a lion? Is it what?
It is a lion.
Why lion? There are no lions in China.
Well, in Chinese tradition, you often see these figures everywhere. It also stands in front of the entrance gate of a big palace, like Forbidden Palace, you remember? And
Yeah.
standing in front of the gate of a temple. It is good symbol.
I see here a cigarette butts. In Europe, where I am from, it would be considered to be extremely disrespectful to smoke and leave a cigarette butts, but it looks like somebody did it on purpose.
Yeah, because this person who died liked to smoke. That's why the people who ever come to visit give him some cigarette to
So
smoke.
they like to sit and, they smoke a cigarette with their dead relative.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this is vase which you can put flowers inside.
Right.
It cannot move. But if it's shitty quality, sometimes it claps.
So we found some very decorative grave here. It must be a grave of a prince or a princess. Is it? What is written here? What's going on?
It is just a normal person. It's not written he is related to royal family. No. This whole cemetery buried only ordinary people. The people who are rich or important, and they have their own piece of land. Bury there only one person there.
So it's a segregation of dead people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this definitely stand out among all the graves.
Yeah,
It must
does.
cost a lot of money.
So there is a glass for a vodka, I suppose.
Yeah.
Does it mean that that person was alcoholic?
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
So it's not just like a toast, like a healthy, innocent, celebration. It means that the person really liked alcohol.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing else to say. I see that some graves, not many, but some, have this black background for the writing. Do you know why? Why it's black color?
I don't know. I wish some audience might know and write to us.
Oh, yeah. So you are kind of like a middle generation right now in China, and you already don't know the old traditions.
It is rare. Yeah, it is rare, this black color.
But
Maybe
red
they want
generally.
to show this golden
Golden letters.
Golden letters, yeah. They maybe read gold.
Right.
Yeah, maybe
Certainly.
just aesthetic choice of people.
I saw certainly many graves with this black background compared to the white background. White background also has the golden letters, so I'm not sure. Here we have another grave, not only with the black background, but again there is a glass for vodka and empty bottle of vodka. So many people in China enjoy drinking.
This person definitely like vodka.
Is it written a little bit?
No, it's not written.
Okay. So
But it is a tradition that people will bring vodka and cigarette for men. That's very common. And
what they bring for women?
women maybe some dessert and some food that they like when they were alive.
And when you go with your family to the grave of your relatives, what you bring?
We'll bring some grandpa like also a little alcohol, but just a little, so not like vodka. So we sometimes bring a little alcohol and some cigarette. Grandpa like a cigarette. And we bring his favorite dessert, which is a very soft Chinese cake. And very soft. And we bring some fruit. We just present those things in front his grave, and pray and invite him to enjoy the food and alcohol and the cigarette. And then after that, we immediately share those things there.
Who is smoking cigarette?
Nobody.
Who is drinking alcohol?
Nobody.
So how you share?
We bring home and drink on the table of the dinner. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
So we see
yes.
we see some graves are well taken care of, some are forgotten and little bit feral. How is the tradition how to take care about the graves in China?
So when we come, we use clothes and water to clean, to wipe everything possible. Yes, either on the rock and on the each side all around the grave. We clean everything and wipe the dust, wipe the random grasses. We have to clean them, remove them, and change some things which are broken, and enhance the whole grave if anything is not solid. Yeah. And check everywhere is everything is still in the place and in good condition.
How many times per year people come to visit deceased relatives?
There are many occasions in 1 year. So in this year, my family went to see Grandpa maybe 3 times, or at least 3 times. One is Spring Festival. The second is Cleaning Tomb Day. The other one is almost in autumn, winter. I don't remember what was the occasion. Maybe it's summer, but I don't remember. It is a Ghost Day.
A Ghost Day?
Maybe. But in China, people have their own tradition when they want to visit their dead family. And on the day when the person died is also the day of memory.
Of course.
Yes. Now I'm standing in front of an unforgotten grave. Apparently, nobody came here to clean the random grasses inside and on top of this grave. It is very miserable. Maybe the whole family died out.
Yeah. We see many graves. The cemetery is huge, and there are quite a lot of them which are a little bit, taken over by the nature. They are forgotten. You will not believe what happened. I found so much money just lying here on the ground. Amazing. Check it out. I have the money for you.
Thank you, but I cannot use in real life. They are money in hell. People can spend them after they die.
Hell banknote. So what is going on? Tell me, what is the tradition?
But the tradition is that after people die, they live in another world where it's exactly like our world. They need to spend money. That's why the people who are alive should send them some money to the bank. So they just buy some paper money, fake one, which is a currency in the hell, to burn it so that the dead people can receive. So
who is this?
This is the god of the hell.
Okay.
No. A god of heaven, actually.
God of the heaven.
Yes, this is god of heaven. And different pictures.
This is the same guy.
It's the same guy. So, different cities apparently print different money. In Nanjing, we actually saw different paper money, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And except for money, people also burn paper cars, plastic cigarettes, alcohols, and houses, so that people who died have everything they need, right? They have very comfortable life even they die.
The cemetery is huge. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands of graves here. And it's located on the slope of a hill. I think the location here is very important in the tradition for Chinese people. It must be in the nature, on the hill, between the trees. It's something about the qi energy, yes?
Actually, I'm not an expert of it.
I think it is something like this, that people believe that between the trees, the spirits, the energy has a good balance. It's this qi, yin, yang thing, and they want to bring the relatives to the place when they will have a really calm rest. I think I read something like this.
Maybe this looks like a very good place, very good feng shui.
Feng shui, yes, and certainly when we were in Nanjing, that's why we saw so many graves in the forest and on the hills. That's quite important, I think. Let's go. And the weather today is crazy good. It's hot.
Yes, even in the cemetery, you don't feel cool. because usually, Chinese people believe that the cemetery is a place where gather ghosts and the dead qi, so the temperature will be cooler.
Tell me one thing, because earlier you said that all the money, cigarettes, alcohol, the models of the cars, models of the houses are burned and offered to a, past deceased relative, so they have it in the other world, and you were saying that they have it in the hell. I mean, how people see it in China? People go to hell, to heaven, or just to the underworld, to the world of the dead?
Frequently believed that it is frequently believed that after people die, the good people will enter a second life, a next life, will again become a person. And so this is a Euro story, but if you are a bad person, you go to hell.
And when they are in hell,
when we are saying that after the death, our relatives still in the sky watching us, so we really believe that they live in the heaven, in the sky somewhere. So I think that reincarnation into is it reincarnation? It's like entering the another.
wait, okay. So if somebody had a very good life, people can transfer to the forever paradise, kind of. If they were good people, but something, is unfinished or whatever, they can come back to Earth in the process of reincarnation.
Yeah.
And if they were bad, they can reincarnate either in some animal or something, or they can suffer some period of time in this underworld, in this kind of, I think, it's not really a hell, it's like a purgatory, yes? It's like a cleaning area. And then, so they are comfortable in this waiting for another chance. People offer them all these things.
I think different people have different understanding about what will happen after life, because Chinese tradition is just very chaotic.
It's
we
mixed,
have
that's
many
true.
things, many things.
Because in China, the beliefs are connected with religion.
Yeah.
And in China, the dominating religions are Buddhism, of course, and Taoism. And I think indeed there's like a mix of these two things right now in most of the cases, at least when it comes to this traditional cemeteries and graves like here.
For example, right now, my family don't believe that after people die, we'll have a second life, we'll turn into a new person. No.
They don't give a chance to your grandfather, yeah?
No, we just think that he is there in the sky watching us and bless us.
Okay. Here we have something very unusual, because there is a red cross on the grave. A cross
These are
and angels.
from...
And this is symbolism of Christian religion.
Yeah.
Is there anything written on this grave which suggests that the person was a Christian or Catholic? It's not the Catholic, the Christianity exists in China. It's not very popular. It's one of the smallest and newest religions, but there are people who decided to follow this religion. So it looks like it would appear, by the symbolism at least, that some people who, passed away, they wished to represent the symbol of this religion here between traditional graves on the Chinese cemetery. Interesting, isn't it? So we have 3 religions mixed already.
One thing you can remind yourself of Catholicism is this sentence: "The eternal light shine on you." Is it the saying of Catholic Church? The light of God. Because in Chinese tradition we don't say like this.
Well, so this sentence, this phrase, not exactly, but the cross and angels certainly represent Christianity.
Yeah? Are they normal angels?
And they look similar enough, yes.
Okay. Because they look very like a monster.
Okay, we found some unusual grave, different shape and much smaller. What is happening?
This is the grave of a dog.
A dog?
Yeah. He died on the year of 2015. November.
What is the name of the dog? What was the name?
It's not written. It is only saying, my beloved dog. Yeah, here. Big yellow.
A big yellow.
A big yellow.
Oh, that's certainly surprise. Okay, it has to be a big dog because, like, as for a dog,
it's very big.
it's a
That's
big
why
grave.
he's big yellow.
Here, this grave is a little bit more decorative. Is it something special? There are these lions on top,
Yeah.
and the chicken and the dragon are also much nicer, much bigger than on the other graves. A red dot, is it the sun? What is the symbol?
It is a sun. But don't mislead people. This is Phoenix. It's a
Phoenix.
very important figure in Chinese myth. So it looks like this grandparents and grandparents are died when they are very old. So like die of old. They enjoy the life long enough.
Okay, does it explain anything?
Well, look how many children and grandchildren are there.
They just couldn't wait to finally make this grave.
They must spend a lot of money in this, but nobody come to clean the grasses there.
Yeah, I wonder, because the grave looks not bad. Maybe people on purpose left so much grass on top.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of, well, not freshly cleaned, but it's not dirty around. There is nice empty space, so it's not completely forgotten grave.
Yeah, maybe.
There is some progress in this cemetery, because we see here much different shape, much smaller graves. And you say these are modern graves, yes?
Yeah. It's not a whole body. It's ash.
Ah, so it's for the ashes.
Yeah, for ashes. And these two graves belongs to the same family. I see the same name actually. Yeah. So maybe the family bought this whole land and bury all the people in the family here who died.
On the entrance to this whole cemetery, there is a small Taoist temple, which unfortunately is closed. There are not many people today, so they don't keep it open, which is very sad. Let's take a peek inside. Everything is closed there. Tell me, people in Kunming, in Yunnan, they believe more in Taoism or in Buddhism?
Hard to say.
This is already second Taoist temple I saw in Kunming, but we saw also Buddhist temple, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a mix.
For example, my family, they pray to anybody anyway. They don't.
But
When they go to the Taoist temple, they pray to the god of the heaven. When they go to the Buddhist temple, they pray to the Buddha.
what is the favorite god of your family, for your family members?
Guanyin Pusa.
So Buddhist god, yes. And what is the most important Taoist god?
Yu Huang Dadi, the god of the heaven.
God of the heaven. And the god of the money?
God of money is Taoism.
What is his name?
Cai Shen, god of money. Cai Shen.
This will be our god. We have to pray to this god.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's hope that the video will do well, and God of money will bless us with a lot of earnings.
But do you have god of money in Europe?
In Europe, no, but we have viewers from different parts of the world, and in South America, maybe in Africa or other Asian countries, there could be some local beliefs and religions where people may have some representatives, divine spirits which support people materially. So this will be end of our visit in this traditional Chinese cemetery. What do you think?
I am amazed at this place. It's so huge, more than what I expected.
It's one of the most interesting things to see when you travel around in different parts of the world, to see the burial tradition. This is because this is the part of the culture, I think, which is really difficult to fake. In China, a lot of tourist attractions are a little bit fake, and it's harder, a little bit harder to discover a true face, a true Chinese culture. And one of the places where we can see it without any filters, without any pretending, is a place like this.
Yeah, when I was in Europe, I was also very interested in the culture of cemetery.
We went also to explore cemetery as well. Interesting part of life and death. So let us know how you like it. And if you will like it, maybe next time, one day we will go to a traditional cemetery in China. Modern one. Approved by a government.
I think this one
Well, this one is legal.
approved.
It must be legal cemetery, of course.
We can look for some grand cemetery or grand tomb, grave for important rich people. Very impressive. They are better than this ordinary people.
Whereas from me, from a person from the Europe, each grave here looks decorative, representative really, because in Europe we have, a very, not some people show money, they build like a bigger, monuments, but most of the graves, they are, square, rectangle, clean form, without too much decoration. So what I see here looks much more decorative. Anyway.
But they are quite uniform because
they
go to the same shops to buy the same service.
Kind of. All right, so let's go back to life.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.